Welcome to Austria for the third round of the 2018 European Le Mans Series. We've got a mega grid of 42 cars this weekend at the magnificent Red Bull Ring, where the championship battles should rage. Let's find out.
With two victories in GTE, in France, thanks to JMW Motorsport, and in Italy, courtesy of Spirit of Race, the 488 Ferraris seem to have the upper hand. JMW leads the points, but the new 911 RSR Porsches are very close. With the top 5 teams separated by only 12 points, the battle between these two iconic racing manufacturers again looks to be very promising.
The cars are all very close, and the driver lineups again are very close. So that any one of 6 cars can win this. So that's what makes it interesting. It's a very competitive grid. So you've got to drive well, and the boys in the pits have got to do their job well. Otherwise, you won't win it. I've not been here before, so learning fast. Brilliant circuit. So if we can get up to pace, and the weather is kind, you never know. We've done 2 races. There's 4 to go. So. It'd be nice to get back to a bit of home turf, to get back to Silverstone and Spa, which we've done before, and Portimao. So, I think the back end of the series might be quite strong for us because we're quite familiar with those circuits. So, it's a case of getting through this one, hopefully get some decent points, and then we might have a little thought that far ahead.
It's not too bad with the tire management here. The asphalt is very smooth, so it's I think quite easy to control, but I think traffic is the main thing to manage, also with the quicker cars coming behind, so I think that's going to be the main issue. It's going to be interesting. I think we're looking strong with the car. The car is reliable, it's strong, it's fast, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
The LMP3 field remains as competitive as ever. American team Euro International leads the standings with its number 11 car thanks to a win and a 3rd place. But the consistent 360 Racing team from the UK is just 10 points behind. 3rd in the standings, RLR M Sport hasn't yet had its finest moment, and reigning champions United Autosport's number 3 machine is not far out of the hunt either.
Going into the 3rd round of the championship as championship leader feels always good. Still, we need to remember that we have a long championship to go. Still 16 hours of racing left, so yeah, keep pushing and stay focused. My teammate, he's really experienced and he wants to teach me a lot of things. So yeah, I think we got a strong package. It's my first season in race car, so it's just, yeah, everything is new and I just want to focus on getting points and, yeah, get the best possible result. And then going into the 3rd round already as championship leader, yeah, makes it feel even better.
Definitely a win missing. Yeah, we need to try and put that right this weekend. When we've had really good pace, we've not always had the strategy that's worked, and then when the weekends we haven't been as quick, the guys have done a great job on strategy and we've been right there at the end. So I think we just need it to come together and hopefully be on the top step. The season so far has been very good, a 4th and a 2nd. We've had good consistency, like you say, and that's what this championship's all about really. With a 4-hour race, everything has to run like clockwork. So it's tough, but looking forward to the weekend here at Red Bull Ring. I enjoy this place.
5 teams have made it onto the LMP2 podium in the first 2 races. Winner in Monza, the 26 G-Drive racing machine leads the championship. Among its drivers, Jean-Eric Vergne, newly crowned as Formula E champion. Nevertheless, with 4 competitive teams pushing hard behind, the Russian squad can't take their foot off the gas.
It's been a pretty good year so far. Every races I've entered with this team, we won. So hopefully we're gonna keep on continuing and that way winning everything that we do, and that would be pretty good. I don't really look at the others. I don't even really know who is driving or not, but I guess it's also my way of focusing on only ourselves, our car, and do the best we can with what we have, and then see where we end up. But in doing so, from the beginning of the season, we won everything, so pretty good.
It's racing. everything can happen, but for sure their lineup is very good with Verne, Pizzitola and Rusinov. All their drivers are really good and fast, but it's good motivation for us because we want to beat them, and we know that if we want to win a race this year, we'll have to beat them. So there is still 4 races before the end of the season. But for sure, this race is really important because I think after this race, we'll see maybe 2 groups. You know, the group of the team who will be able to win the championship and the others. And I think it's important for us to have a good result to stay in the first group. We are not favorite, but we are outsider, and I'm sure we will push to try to get a next podium.
Cars. Easy. Fast race cars and fast road cars.
Doing some sport with my kids.
Children.
Seeing my little boy grow up.
I love wakeboarding.
Love Richard Dean the most.
Outside of racing, golf.
I love to put the target and achieve.
I'd say I love Italy the most.
Santorini, a place I've been before.
Nice.
When you're really hungry and then you eat like proper eat, and then you feel full like you will never eat in your life. I love that feeling, but just once a month.
Yorkshire puddings.
Eating sushi.
Love the chocolate, it's the best for me.
I hate fish and mushrooms.
The people who eat sushi with forks.
I'm my engineer when I do something wrong.
Wayne Boyd. Phil Hansen.
Feelings mutual.
I don't like the people are not clear.
Being overtaken.
Definitely snakes.
Yeah.
For sure snakes.
At the moment, politics, because of all this Brexit rubbish.
Politics. People who drive in the fast lane on the motorway when there's no traffic.
Social media, I would say.
The BOP. It's always we complain about the BOP.
What I love the most, just one thing.
Yeah? That's all?
So I can tell my wife.
Of course you can. I think you should.
Okay, yeah. I want to stay alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
My job, racing. To have a good time with my friends.
Fighting on the track is what I love the most.
The people.
So, what do you love the most?
Yeah, my wife, for sure. Of course.
The thing that I loved the most was reading the Gruffalo to Abby and Josh and Luke last night, and Abby now knows all the words.
What do you love the most?
You.
Oh, shut up!
Nothing. I like everything.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Negative people.
Losing.
When we struggle with the car and you do your best but it doesn't come up, so that's I think the worst feeling you can get.
Racing under the rain with no visibility.
The taxi in France.
Cheese.
Football and maybe the salad.
I hate eating salad.
Crashing in racing, it's not good at all. Packing the bag and packing it out as well when you get back home.
I hate my age because I know that I should stop racing.
No,
Yes.
no, never.
Yes.
What would a psychologist would say during a kind of signature analysis?
He would say the genius, lunatic, and doesn't know where he is.
The fans are every time here, and it's nice to see them.
Feeling good so far, no rain, which is quite a surprise with the forecast we had. So if it keeps the same, would be quite nice. And yeah, we'll see what the race brings.
This is a great facility here. They've built something really, really cool here. It's very high grip, it's very fast. There's not a lot of rest on this track. And it's one of the shortest tracks we do all year, and there's 43 cars, I think. So it's going to be a very exciting race, lots of action.
Miguel did a great job to stick it on pole position. We've got a long race ahead. The weather looks like it could change any minute, so it's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully the strategy is good and plays out into our hands. So we'll see. We're in a good position. Liam seems confident, Miguel's confident. I was happy with my runs yesterday in free practice, so yeah, it's looking quite good.
It's super nice to have so many friends around, families here as well, so we're very much looking forward. We'll be attacking a lot and try to do the best out of this position. Let's see how the weather goes. It's been crazy a couple of days, but I hope it will stay dry, at least the first 2 or 3 hours, and then we'll see.
We know the package we have a good team, and we have potential there. I mean, the last race of YLMS, we were running on top 3. Unfortunately, some events didn't come to us, but we just need to keep calm and doing what we know, and sooner or later the bad luck will go away and we will be there. I mean, P7, obviously we want to be more in the front, but this year the YLMS, I would say that it's the toughest championship at the moment that there is. 18 cars, it's crazy, and good drivers, good teams, so we need to take that in consideration as well. But obvious confident, and so far it's not raining, and for sure it'll be crazy in the end.
I think we have a good car, but as well many other teams have good cars. It's quite competitive today. If weather plays, rain especially, I think there's going to be some gambles, there's going to be some luck, but you know, it's one of those things you just need to do your best and be on top of it, and we will see what happens.
It's a 42-car field, many of the teams and drivers fresh from action in the Le Mans 24 Hours, but now we're back in action.
We have started the 4 hours of Red Bull Ring.
Lights go green, Paul Lafargue, the red, white and black car, right in the centre of the run down to the first corner, defending against the G-Drive machine, but sweeping around the outside. That's a great start for Pierre Rag for Duqueine Engineering. The Frenchman has the lead as they exit turn 1, and everybody gets out facing the right direction. G-Drive in 3rd position. Great start from 5th on the grid by Roman Rusinov. The Russian driver makes up a whole row.
Currently P1.
3 wide at turn 2 in the midfield. Everybody still safely getting through as they rush down towards turn 3, dropping down into the right-hander here. On board with Ugo de Sadelaer in 15th place and right in the middle of the potential storm. Matevos Isakian locking up there. He got through turn 3 okay. All arms and elbows on this opening lap of the Red Bull Ring. All wheel to wheel. On board again with de Sadelaer. Holding the inside line, he holds his place. Take a look again, the dark car on the right-hand side of the picture on the racing line. Around the outside, Pierre Rag takes the lead. Our pole sitter Paul Lafargue was worried about G-Drive on the inside, didn't see the danger on the outside. And here's the on-board with Paul Lafargue. That's how close it got. Take a look again. The Duquesne car sweeps across his nose into turn 1. Everybody else makes it safely through. Few have to take to the runoff area. And Paul Lafargue there weaving right in front of the G-Drive car. Looks like he had some dirt on the tyres. Roman Rusinov up into the hairpin at turn 2 in 3rd place. Leader in GTE, Liam Griffin for JMW ahead of the Porsche of Christian Ried. JMW 1 in France.
Good job, mate. Pace is good. Pace is good.
Pierre Rag's pace is good. He is jumping away from the rest of the field. SMP Racing looking down the inside. Matevos Isakian on Henrik Hedman in the Dragon Speed car, and that is a change for 7th place. The Russian driver goes through. So too has the pale blue APR Rebellion car, number 31. So Henrik Hedman now struggling. He's down to 9th spot, and he's got 3 cars in his mirrors. Here we are with Ugo de Sadelaer. And that's James Allen in the orange and black G-Drive and Alexandre Cuneau in the 39 Graf car. Here is our battle for the lead in LMP3. RLR M Sports, Joop van Uytert with the lead ahead of Mikkel Jensen. And he is chasing in the number 9 AT Racing car. Gianluca Roda now free of the JMW Ferrari. And here's our GTE class leader. In fact, he's shaken off Liam Griffin so much, he's over 10 seconds clear now in the Porsche. Ferrari with 2 wins this season. Porsche yet to take victory. Could this be their trap? Henrik Hedman under pressure for 10th place. Down the inside, Timothée Bouret for Panis Barthez. He goes through. And Henrik Hedman, one of the few gentleman drivers starting the race. There's James Allen, number 40. And he is going around the LMP3 car, chasing down Alex Cuneau, and in front, the Dragon Speed car of Henrik Hedman. So lots of battles going. Oh, and there's a spinner. That's Jean-Baptiste Lahaye. We just saw him behind Hedman. There's Henrik Hedman, battle right behind him. Hedman has a big lock-up. James Allen around the outside in the G-Drive car. On the inside, Alexandre Cuneau. And Cuneau goes through past Hedman. James Allen had the momentum, but Hedman's mistake blocked the road for the G-Drive car. But they both go by Henrik Hedman, and Ugo de Sadelaer is next up on the chase. Here are our 2 GTE race winners. Spirit of Race 55, Duncan Cameron goes by Liam Griffin for 2nd place in GTE. Both these cars have been on the top step of the podium this season. Duncan Cameron's chase of Liam Griffin was aided by a mistake by the JMW Motorsport driver just a lap ago. Take a look here in the double left, over the curbs, 2 wheels in the gravel, just gathers it all together. It's taken him a while to regain his composure as well.
Information to the pit lane. Drive-through penalty on car 26 for a jump start.
So that's how Rusinov went 5th to 3rd.
Push Roman on this lap, push. Then we must do a drive-through penalty for a jump start. Drive-through penalty for a jump start.
Well, that's going to give 3rd place to the racing engineering car right behind him of Paul Petit. 2nd place, Paul Lafargue, the pole sitter for IDEC Sport. Raced in the Le Mans Classic just a couple of weeks ago. Now chasing leader Pierre Rag. Pierre Rag for Duquesne Engineering. having a really good run. 10 seconds clear at the head of the race.
Okay, Roman, so save the tyres, save the tyres.
Rusinov in 11th place now, ahead of the Graf Racing car and the second G-Drive machine. Despite that drive-through penalty, it could have been a lot worse. Race leader in the pits, this is Pierre Rag for Duqueine Engineering. Door is open, but no driver change, just topping up his drinks bottle. In two is the G-Drive car of Roman Rusinov. Paul Petit from Racing Engineering right behind him on pit road, but was ahead on the road and will stay ahead. And that is trouble for Florian Laverne of DKR Engineering. Number 8 car stopped and is going again, was in 7th. Racing Engineering, Paul Petit stayed in after the first stops. Team watching, Paul Lafargue from IDEC Sport also in the pit lane. All the way down towards pit out for the 28 car. Getting a clean screen tank of gas. And there is Jean-Eric Verne chatting to Andrea Pizzitola. Roman Rusinov is in, Pizzitola takes over. And it is a busy, busy pit lane. Pierre Rag stopped early and stays in front for Duqueine Engineering. And as the pit stops stagger, some changes up and down the field. Matevos Isakayan, the SMP racing car, going by Phil Hansen in 22 for United Autosports. This is currently the battle for 5th. Yet to stop. RLR's number 15 car out front from Mikkel Jensen. Sean Rahal in 4th place ahead of this battle, but they all owe us a pit stop. You can see the cars that have stopped long way down the order. Here is the battle between Paul Petit in the number 24 Racing Engineering car and Paul Lafargue for IDEC Sport. And Petit looks to have his tail up. Racing Engineering with a great start to the season in Le Castellet. 23, Timothy Beret for Panis Bartes, trying to get by Giorgio Serna Giotto for Villorba-Course. They've both gone by Duncan Cameron, and he runs into the back of the Villorba-Course car. Looks like no damage done. Well, now, if he tagged him on the left rear a little harder, that might well have spun the other car out. Timothy Beret tries again in 23 for 6th position up the inside of Giorgio Serna Giotto, and this time he goes through. So he's up to 6th. The Cécilard Villorba-Course car down to 7th and under pressure as well. Through comes the G-Drive car. Andrea Pizzitola has just taken over number 26 from teammate Roman Rusinov. He moves up into 7th place. 11th after the penalty, now knocking on the door of the top 6. Here's our GTE leader, Gianluca Roda, in the 88 Proton competition car. Battle for 5th place, Cool Racing's Iraj Alexander, car number 4, squirreling around the outside of Daniil Pronenko in the Speed Factory car. That's for 5th position in LMP3. Duqueine Engineering's Pierre Rag still leading, carving his way through traffic. It's a really impressive opening stint in the Orica Gibson. Duqueine really making hay here. Trouble for James Allen, the second of the G-Drive cars. Well, he was still in the battle with the 39 Graf Racing car. Oh, too much curb. Bounces the car in the air. That's never coming back. Penultimate corner. Luckily, nobody hit him. This is trouble for Alex McDowell in JMW Motorsports Ferrari. Crawling. Now, is he going to be able to get back to the pits? Took over from starting driver Liam Griffin. And JMW know there's problems. They'll fuel the car immediately. Standard practice.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Alex McDowell stranded at the side of the circuit in the JMW Ferrari. Charlie George is down with the team.
Miguel, really disappointing scenes there. What's happened?
Actually, I don't know. Still, Alex is having problems. He cannot shift changing gears, so he's stuck in one gear. So actually, We are trying to get back the car to see what's going on, but looks like it's not promising any good news.
Not right now, it's not. Full course yellow, and that means pit stop for Duquesne. Pierre Rag gets out. Nicolas Jamin takes over, the race leader in LMP2. And this could be a masterstroke, stopping under full course yellow. They're not alone.
Back to green. Track is back to green.
SMP Racing are always canny with their strategy. They brought in the 35 car. Out gets Matevos Isakayan, and Victor Scheitar takes over. LMP3 leader Joop van Uitert for RLR M Sport in car number 15. They've had pace this year, but just haven't managed to translate it into a big result. Is this their day? Three-way battle for 6:37. Giorgio Serna Giotto for Settilar Villorba Corsa. Right behind him, Le Mans winner Loic Duval. And Duval goes outside, then switches to the inside. The Italian is committed, and Duval goes through for TDS Racing. And Harrison Newey, son of Formula One designer Adrian Newey, is right there for APR Rebellion Racing, the 31 car. He's got a little run going on the inside. Serna Giotto is going to have to avoid the Krone Racing Ferrari. Harrison Newey goes through on the inside, and he gets a little bit held up by the GT3 car, but he is safely through. Good move by Harry Newey, his first year in the European Le Mans Series with APR Rebellion Racing. Memo Rojas in second place for IDEC Sport under real pressure from Norman Nato. Racing engineering car right behind and lunging down the inside. Through he goes. Dive bombing Memo Rojas. Has he got the momentum to stay in front? He keeps his nose in front. That's a good pass by Norman Nato. There's the boss, Alfonso d'Orléans de Bourbon, looking happy with that.
47.
On the left-hand side of the screen, Konstantin Tereshenko. Wow, clattered Memo Rojas, and then that was Clément Matheux for Oregon that got taken out. Completely lost it. And Memo Rojas is on board as he gets clattered. He's the meat in that sandwich. Shocking move by Konstantin Tereshenko, wheels on the grass, takes out two other cars and puts himself in the gravel. And there's the reaction from Racing Engineering. Can't believe what they're seeing.
Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Well, this may trigger more pit stops. Only a few came in on the last one. There's the Oregon car. And IDEC Sports Memo Rojas is in to change the front of the car. Yeah, a lot of damage there as he got cannoned into the Oregon machine. No fault of his whatsoever. The innocent victim.
3, 2, 1. Green. Track is back to green. Track is back to green.
Go, go, go. Green, green, green. Push, push, push.
Just under 2 hours and 20 minutes, Nicolas Jamin leading for Duquesne Engineering. You heard the instruction, push, push, push. I'm sure he will. Here's our GT3 leader. It is still the 88 Proton competition car. And Gianluca Roda ahead of Aaron Scott for Spirit of Race. Marvin Dietz third in the 77 Porsche. So could Porsche be having a big day here? Trouble. And that is Alain Ferte for M Racing YMR. The number 19 car is off in the gravel. And with a puncture, there's more trouble. That's Jacopo Barato, BHK Motorsport.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Now more pit stops underway. 77 is in and pushed back. And the 88 car, as 77 is pushed back, gets held up badly in the pit lane. That was almost trouble. Well, that delay for the leader. Now 77 do their driver change, fresh tyres and a tank of fuel as well.
Green. Track is back to green.
Back to green flag racing once more. There's the IDEC Sport car, and there's the race leader. The IDEC Sport car after that damage and that incident. A lap behind, on board with the Ebi Motors Porsche. Into the first corner, clip the curb, drift out wide, accelerating through this long sweeping right and left, and there's trouble. John Falp in the United Autosports number 2 LMP3 car, facing the wrong way and smoking. Well, that's on the downhill run out of the hairpin at turn 3, the right-hander. So has he gone off on his own oil? Coming down into the braking area, that's either a monster lockup or a blow-up.
Safety car deployed. Safety car deployed. Leader, slow down. Leader, slow down.
Cue a scramble for the pits.
It is our chance, guy.
Ferocious start from Racing Engineering. This is a single-seater racing brain calling the strategy from the pit wall.
Track is green. No overtaking before the line. No overtaking before the line.
So everybody can build up to speed, but you can't pass until the start-finish line, no matter how slow the car in front of you is. Means if you're a P2, no contact! And that is Wayne Boyd, the 32 United Autosports car. What was he doing inside somebody? And that's Euro International's James Dayson, the Canadian, has spun at turn 1. Well, that's where the track was green. Now it's yellow. He gets going. Panis Barthez' car comes down inside him. Is there contact? Oh no, I think he got onto the white lines. And around she went, little nudge with the wall. The view from Memo Rojas of the Racing Engineering car in front. Yes, it is. That's Norman Nato, the red and yellow Racing Engineering car, now in second, ahead of IDEC Sports number 28 machine. They are in third place, up behind the Citelar Villorba Corsa car, and more trouble. Cool Racing's Alexandre Coigny. He is in the gravel trap. What happens? I think he misjudges his pace up behind the M Racing YMR car and just outbrakes himself. Not sure how the 4 cars behind would have missed him if he hadn't gone into the gravel and just spun in the track. That would have been a big one. 101 minutes left, and it is time just to calm down a little bit. Everybody very frantic.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Oh, looks like the IDEC Sport car was not listening. Into the pits comes the G-Drive number 26 car, and Andrea Pizzatola is out. Jean-Eric Verne, crowned the previous week as the Formula E champion in New York. He gets into the cockpit and really riding the crest of a wave at the moment, Jean-Eric. This could be a huge stint for the Frenchman and for G-Drive.
Green. Track is back to green.
97 minutes remaining as we go green once more. Staggered pit stops over the last 2 full course yellows have jumbled up the order, but G-Drive is right back in the hunt. Norman Nato for Racing Engineering. Red and yellow number 24, orange and black number 26. That's Jean-Eric Verne for G-Drive. This is the battle for second. Nato got caught at the hairpin, held up behind slower cars. And Jean-Eric Verne is right alongside. A 3-way LMP3 battle in front. Nato flashing their headlamps. And down at turn 1, Duncan Cameron and Christian Reed get together and just about survive.
It was very difficult on track in terms of action, so we had to adapt our strategy. But I did a triple stint. That was the plan anyway at the beginning of the race. And now Jeff is in the car and he's going to push really hard to the end to try doing this one.
Harrison Newey in the blue 31 car, all over the back of Verne now. They've been shaken off by Norman Nato. That's the battle for third. There's the race leader, Duquesne Engineering's Nicolas Jamin. Sweeping through traffic. Nelson Panciatici yet to drive. 84 minutes remaining in the race. Well, lots of dark clouds overhead. It is forecast for rain, and it looks as though the rain is arriving. Umbrellas go up, wet tyres come out. Not time for those yet unless there's a real downpour. Up into turn 1, there's the race leader, Nicolas Jamin. Look how wet the runoff is. It is raining properly. Into the pits comes Duquesne Engineering's number 29 machine. Jamin will be out, and Nelson Panciatici will be in. And Panciatici with slicks on the car. No question of wets yet. It is only a bit of a shower. It will need to become really torrential. Norman Nato, the race leader now. This outer sequence stop for Duquesne, or outer sequence with the others at least.
You are faster than everybody else by 1 second. You are fastest car by 1 second.
Great news for Norman Nato, 24 Racing Engineering car, but he's light on fuel. It must be pretty much time for a pit stop. Race leader is in. Racing Engineering's final pit stop. Norman Nato hands over to Olivier Plat. Can they win this in the Red Bull Ring? Another new race leader. This time it's Jean-Eric Vergne in the 26 G-Drive car. But they will need another pit stop before the end of the race unless there is a major safety car. So this is all going to shake itself out, maybe even in the last few minutes. Battle in GTE, Duncan Cameron in the Spirit of Race Ferrari, Christian Ried in the Proton competition, Porsche wheel to wheel. And they avoid contact this time at the first turn, but the Ferrari still has its nose in front. Lots of dark clouds overhead, but are they dark enough to pour on the Red Bull Ring? There's a lot of rain in practice, none yet in the race. Jean-Eric Vergne leading from Nelson Panciatici by 40 seconds. Both of them with getting on for the same amount of fuel. The G-Drive car is lighter, stopped a few laps earlier. And here's Tristan Gomedy attacking Gustavo Menezes, who's taken over the 31 APR Rebellion Racing car from Harry Newey, and that's a change for fifth. 39 Graf car on the hurry up now with Gomedy, and he is trying to push for the podium. Just about an hour left. Yellow flags at turn 1. Oh, and that's Egor Orodchev for SMP Racing in 35. Oh my goodness me, the Dallara driver came in there way too hot. Lucky to survive that without major contact. Well, there's a message I think we can all get on board with. Debris in the track. And there is Duncan Cameron. Everybody just about able to avoid it. That's out of the final corner. And that's the Cool Racing number 4 car going very slowly. I wonder if he's just been off through the gravel.
3, 2, 1, full course yellow, full course yellow.
Eduardo Freitas erring on the side of safety, and wisely so. Marshall able to recover that modesty panel. No, Roman, we can't call it either. Rain, who's going to win? No one knows.
We are more or less the same strategy than car 29. 26 has an advantage because they will stop later, so their stop will be shorter.
That's Racing Engineering on the phone to Olivier Plat.
Track is back to green, track is back to green.
And also, wipers are on. Is it raining properly yet? Oh, lock up for Jean-Eric Vergne. Duquesne Engineering just in front. That is the battle for the lead. You can see the two cars in the same camera shot. The black and blue of Nelson Panciatici and the black and orange of Jean-Eric Vergne. Well, Panciatici knows he must escape. Don't forget that Racing Engineering also know they need to put the pressure on. Slippery surface flag. Egor Orodchev finds the water. He goes off in the SMP Racing car. And that's a salient warning to everybody else that there is not that much grip at turn 1. Should be better here at turn 2, and that might be good news for Paul-Luc Chattani. The IDEX Sport car pulls out from behind Gustavo Menezes in 31. Outbreaks him, through he goes, up into 5th. LMP3 leader coming towards us, still the number 15 RLR M Sport car now with Rob Garofal behind the wheel. John Farano and Job van Uytert have done their part. Can they take this all the way? Just over half an hour separates them from the checkered flag, and 19 seconds separates them from the second place car of Martin Hipper. I'm thinking Rob Garofal does not want rain to interrupt this race now. Here's our GTE leader. Proton Competitions number 88 car, Matteo Cairoli now at the wheel. After Gianluca and Giorgio Roda have driven, Spirit of Race 55 second. Proton's 3rd and Ebi Motors 4th, so Porsche's 1, 3 and 4. Could they sweep the podium? We've got to get rid of the 55 Spirit of Race Ferrari. Here is Jean-Eric Vergne up behind the 88 Porsche. Nelson Panciatici has pitted for Duquesne. And that means G-Drive now lead from Racing Engineering and United's 22 car. Duquesne down to 4th, but the cars in front all need to stop at Racing Engineering. The boys are getting ready. Alfonso d'Orléans de Bourbon, the team boss, is waiting for the car to come in. Ollie Pla hits his marks. It's going to be a short stop for fuel. Norman Nato watching. They're giving him tyres as well. A little bit of fresher rubber, but they don't want to be in the pits forever. So just the front pair changed and off goes Ollie Pla. Here's Felipe Albuquerque in 2nd place now for United Autosports in the 22 car. This could be a real topsy-turvy ending to the race. 28 minutes remaining. Who knows who's going to win in this category? In LMP3, this is the battle for second. Martin Hipper for Euro Interpol competition being caught by Alex Kapadia in the blue and white number 7 Acuria Kost Nielsen machine. And Hipper under pressure. Into Europol, just announcing they're going to compete in Asian Le Mans Series as well, really expanding their portfolio. Very ambitious team. Through comes the 22 United Autosports car. Battle for second place, Nelson Panciatici, black and blue, just ahead of Paul-Luc Chatin in the IDEC 28.
Okay, IDEC in front, we have to do a splash for sure. IDEC in front, we have to do a splash for sure. Leclerc has pitted, Albuquerque has pitted, and we are in front, so virtually P3.
And in fact, even as Olivier Pla's engineer is giving him that message, the IDEC Sport car peeled off into the pit, so not virtually, they are actually 3rd. Panciatici in 2nd. There is the dark black and blue car. GTE 2nd place car is Matt Griffin in the 55 Spirit Race Ferrari. Nearly half a minute though behind the 88 Proton Competition Porsche. Porsche's 1, 3, 4, Ferraris 2, 5 and 6. In the pits, Jean-Eric Verne. Final stop, splash and dash, 12.5 minutes to go. And he's got a big enough advantage. He will come out in front of Nelson Panciatici and Olivier Pla, who have a battle on their hands to decide, likely as not, who comes second. In the G-Drive pit, Tensandrea Pizzitola, little smile from Roman Rusinov. Inside the final 10 minutes, Jean-Eric Verne looking comfortable out front. Their strategy worked well. Battle for second place. Duquesne Engineering versus Racing Engineering, wheel to wheel. And Racing Engineering's Olivier Pla loses out fractionally to Nelson Panciatici. On to the last lap of the race. G-Drive with the lead, Jean-Eric Verne. A fantastic weekend last weekend in New York, where he overcame adversity to win the Formula E title in season 4. And now it looks as though he'll be on the top step of a podium here in the Red Bull Ring. Out of turn 2 for the final time. He'll take his time in traffic. He's got enough of an advantage over the battle for second. And there is the battle for second. Duquesne still just in front of Racing Engineering. Nelson Panciatici hanging on in front of Olivier Pla. That's a stern test for Panciatici. Olivier Pla, a hugely experienced sports car ace. And the Racing Engineering car all over the back of the Duquesne car. This is for second and third. And in the end, this might end up deciding positions in the championship at the end of the year as well. Through traffic and into the final corners. Checkered flag awaits. And Jean-Eric Verne claims victory for G-Drive in Austria. Through traffic and on their way down to the last couple of turns. Great work in the traffic by Nelson Panciatici, but Olivier Pla is right with him. 2 to go, 1 to go. Panciatici with his nose in front, and Olivier Pla cannot get there. It'll be second for Duquesne, third for Racing Engineering, but a very happy G-Drive team as they win in Austria. And LMP3, the victory goes to RLR M Sport. Rob Garofal takes the checkered flag as they claim the second win of their season. Job van Uytert, John Farano, Rob Garofal and RLR M Sport. They're victorious. Matteo Cairoli heading to the first win for Proton competition. And the first win for Porsche in 2018. And this will put the Italian team at the top of the championship standings as they claim victory in the Red Bull Ring.
Awesome result, well driven, perfect strategy, and we come back from the drive-through.
My God, every race we do, we win it. That's simply awesome. I like it.
G-Drive win by nearly 20 seconds. There's a car length between second and third. RLR M Sport on top in LMP3 from Mercuria Cos Nielsen, while Proton post Porsche's first win of the season in GTE. There is a Roman Rusinov for G-Drive, your happy winner.
It was not an easy one, it was quite a difficult, I get a very good start, but then we get a drive-through because I had a jump start, so I don't know why, but at the end of the day it's a play in our favor, so we could win the race. And to be honest, David Leach was a man to do an incredible job for us, and also my teammates was very fast, so pretty happy.
Victory for Jean-Eric Verne, Roman Rusinov and Andrea Pizzitola, the outstanding LMP2 team of the season. Duquesne Engineering's second place joy didn't last long. They were disqualified post-race for fuel non-conformity, meaning that Racing Engineering grabbed second. Fourth at the Flag United Autosports 22 car moved up to third. G-Drive have a solid championship lead from Racing Engineering, but TDS will now focus on World Endurance. Job van Uitert, a happy man. RLR M Sport claiming victory in LMP3 in the European Le Mans Series, and he also races with them in the Michelin Le Mans Cup.
Yeah, it was definitely a really strong race. First 2 hours I had a good pace, only Mikkel was a bit quicker than me in the first stint, and then the second stint, he changed drivers, so we could just go away and make a big lead and extend it, and in the end that's what we needed for the others to so they could just manage the rest of the race, and the team did an amazing job. No errors in all the pit stops, nobody set a foot wrong basically, so then you win a race again.
Job van Uitert, John Ferrano and Rob Garofol on the top step in Austria. First podium of the season for Mercuria Cos Nielsen, Alex Kapadia, Colin Noble and Christian Stuber-Olsen. And third, Euro Interpol, Jakub Śmiechowski and Martin Hipper. RLR M Sport now lead the LMP3 title race from Euro International's number 11 car, while Inter Europol move up to third. A first win of the season in GTE for the delighted Matteo Cairoli.
I think we deserved this one. I mean, the car was just amazing to drive. Everything went well, a smooth race, a clear one, so no mistake, no particular incident. So I'm really happy about the team. Gianluca did an amazing stint, George as well. So I think today we deserved the win, and finally we did it.
First win in ELMS for Proton and Porsche. They won the GTE AM class with Christian Reed at Le Mans. Monza winners, Duncan Cameron and Scott and Matt Griffin are second for Spirit of Race, and Ebby Motors take their third place, with Fabio Babini and Ricardo Pera this time sharing with IMSA driver Brett Curtis. And Proton take the points lead as JMW retired. Ebby Motors are second, and third the Spirit of Race Ferrari 55.
Yo, check this out.
Move number one, check out the two blue LMP2 cars on the back straight side by side. Harrison Newey inside Giorgio Serna-Giotto, down to turn 4. And he dives in perfectly, aggressive, smooth and totally in control. Move number 2 on a busy front straight, watch Victor Scheitar. TGS Racing's Francois Perrodo squeezes him up towards the pit wall, but the Russian driver judges the move perfectly and goes through into turn 1. Move 3, and it's Harrison Newey's teammate Gustavo Menezes under pressure from Paul-Luc Chatin up to the turn 3 hairpin. This is perhaps the classic Red Bull Ring pass, neatly executed.
4 hours of Silverstone.
Oh, there goes the carcass.